Hey viewers, welcome to episode 2 of the weekly challenge. First off, thank you very much for everyone who sent in some replays for the AP Tristana challenge. The video will be out tomorrow somewhere. I kind of forgot that today was DreamHack, but I am working on it. I just don't want to miss all of the matches because I want to finish this video. But it was awesome to see all of these amazing kills you got with AP Tristana, because well, she really does a lot of damage. Only, well, it's spike damage, so you have to play her a little bit more like you play Annie or LeBlanc. So a little bit more conservative, and then all of a sudden you burst out and you blow someone up from 100% HP, and that is fun to do. So I hope you enjoyed the challenge. This week's challenge will be a little bit different though. This week's challenge is actually something, well, you can learn from, I guess. The challenge is to pick a carry type character. That means it cannot be a tank or tanky character, and it cannot be a support character. So what that means, well, that's up to you. I don't really care. But you build, well, your first 4 items are going to be boots level 1, not level 2, only level 1. 2 defensive items, which means only defensive, so no AP, no AD, no attack speed, nothing, so only defensive. And then you can build one of the 4 with whatever you want, because most people want to build something to gain, to have some more mana or whatever. But yeah, the restrictions to the items are going to be something like, yeah, they have to have either armor or magic resist based on, well, probably the enemy team composition. That would be best to base it on. But you may also just have life on them. So if you want to go for Catalyst as your first item, because that is a first item, it doesn't have to be the completed item, so you don't have to go all the way to Banshee's Veil, but that's good enough. Giant's Belt as an item is not good enough. It has to be a composed item that actually gives you some defensive stats, because I want to see well, the difference in matches between what people normally play, which is, yeah, all offensive all the time, and which annoys me very much, by the way, and the way it should be played with defensive items in your build. And by going for something defensive, you'll actually learn that your damage is still pretty good on most characters. And you're going to learn that you're actually still a good carry, but you don't die as much, which is awesome. Well, as an example, I have this game, which is, yeah, Heimerdinger, but then Tanky Heimerdinger. So basically I built my 2 first items, and after that I go into, well, the more normal build. But my first 2 items were Warmock's armor, no, yeah, that's what it's called, and Chalice of Harmony. And Chalice of Harmony, yeah, that's really one of the doubtful items, but it does give you some, because it does give you mana regen, and that's basically the power of the item. But well, it still is a pretty defensive item. And as you can see, I went all out on this build. You don't need to, you can choose to, because if you go for someone like Irelia or well, Heimerdinger, you can still do a pretty decent amount of damage, and you can still get a decent amount of well, interference of the enemy's game plan going. So for example, this game I went 1v2 in the top lane because my teammate was Jax and he went 0 and 10. So he was basically healing up all the time and then running back in, getting killed again. And then I had to take care of the lane myself. And that worked out quite well. So that's where the challenge comes from. Just the fact that I get annoyed by these people that are going all out offensive and then die until they are 0 and 10 and then they pick up some kills. Because, well, by then they have so much damage that it doesn't really matter anymore who they are facing. They just pick off one of the weaker enemy champions, but by the time someone is 0 and 10 on your team, you lost so much experience and so much gold that you're not going to win anymore. So I hope you will learn from this or see from this that you don't actually have to build all-out offensive to win a game. You just need 2 carries at most on your team, and all of the rest, it really doesn't matter. So what I really like to see is, well, try to be creative with it. Try to find an item that best fits your build, and try to incorporate it into a strategy. So not just buying, I don't know, Catalyst and let's do another cheap item. So let's say you would buy 2 catalysts, or catalyst and well, I cannot really think of another item, but that's really cheap. Let's do another cheap item. So let's say you would buy 2 catalysts, and then you go into your normal build and you go do whatever you want, and then later on you're going to sell the catalysts and you're going to build them into 2 Rod of Ages, and that's it. Well, it still gives you some HP, but it's much more challenging and much more of a learning experience if you actually try to incorporate the whole thing into your builds. So, of course, it is very good to go Rod of Ages on one of the weaker AP carries. But why not go 3 Rod of Ages or 4? Just try it out. And you will see it actually works. Because Rod of Ages actually stacks. And you will get a lot of health. And although you don't have any magic resist or armor then, you will still notice that you can be more aggressive and basically better at this game. And just like last time, when you have a nice replay to send me, just send it to my email address, which is casualprogamer@hotmail.com, and I will be probably selecting one to be the match to show you that you can actually be a good carry with tanky items in your build. But I am probably going to include some fragments of other matches as well. But I'll have to see, depends on what people send in, and please put something like Weekly Challenge 2 in the title of the email, so that I can actually pick them out a little easier. Don't forget to attach the actual game, because you won't imagine how many times I get emails and then a second email, oh, I forgot to attach the game. And include a little bit of a description of what you did, what items you picked, and if you have a reason for a certain type of item, just tell me about your strategy that you thought would be good. So hopefully I'll see the submissions coming this week. Hope it's not too difficult for people to include something tanky. That's it for now. So I'll see you next time. GG.